Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing the federal government's rebuttal to international claims that terrorists in Nigeria are systematically targeting Christians for genocide, dismissing the allegations as false, baseless, and divisive, while revealing new statistics on counter-terrorism operations. According to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, portraying Nigeria's security challenges as a targeted campaign against Christians represents a gross misrepresentation of reality that oversimplifies the country's complex security environment. Well, the federal government's rebuttal is coming after comedian Bill Maher claimed on his HBO show Real Time that the killing of Christians in Nigeria by Islamist groups is being ignored by the media and protesters because Jews aren't involved. Mayer cited statistics that Boko Haram has killed over 100,000 Christians since 2009 and burned 18,000 churches, calling it so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza.
I mean, the fact that this issue has not gotten on people's radar.
Right, no one's talking about it.
It's pretty amazing. If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, I'll take a reaction. This person responding to Bill Tolu wrote on X, I'm a Christian, and I know violence in Nigeria affects multiple communities. While attacks do occur, the claim of 100,000 Christians killed is not verified. The situation is complex. Farmers versus herders banditry and criminal gangs impact all Nigerians, regardless of religion. Spreading inflated figures fuels misinformation and inflames tension. In a statement issued by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, he explained that extremist groups target all who reject their murderous ideology, regardless of faith, emphasizing that Muslims, Christians, and non-religious Nigerians have all suffered attacks from terrorist organization. The minister went on to highlight that between May 2023 to February 2025, Nigerian security forces killed 13,543 terrorists and criminals, rescued nearly 10,000 hostages nationwide, and secured over 700 Boko Haram convictions for persecutions. He also highlighted the recent capture of the leadership of Ansarus, a Nigerian affiliate of the Al-Qaeda terrorist group. I mean, this is a good data statistics that the Minister of Information has reeled out here. I'll take one more reaction to this story. Harry wrote on X, it's not to refute the claims, but a simple and logical question is, are these killings and violence happening? Yes. Then what is the government's response and action to curb or end the needless killings and safeguarding lives and properties? I mean, this is a pertinent question a lot of Nigerians will ask, and you know that that would be a fair question given all of the killings that we have even more recently in Kwara State. Yes. We've seen in Plateau State, in Benue. We've seen these killings. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to continue to close our eyes to it? Are we going to continue to negotiate for state police? Dr. Bati, did you want to jump in?
Okay, first. The gentleman comparing Nigeria to Gaza is very wrong. It's a case of disinformation. And I think that the Minister of Information of Nigeria, Mohammed Idris, is right in saying that, look, this is not the case in Nigeria. Christians are not, targeted in Nigeria. Every Nigerian, if all of us, we're in it together, we are all victims of religious extremism, violence, whether it is Boko Haram or it is of any sort. But during the Buhari administration, this became an issue. When the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom listed Nigeria as one of those countries guilty of Christian persecution. Now, at that time, it was the Sultan of Sokoto who had responded to say that, look, we are all victims in this environment as a result of extremism. Boko Haram, for example, doesn't distinguish between Christians or Muslims. All those villages in the northwest and in the north central that are attacked by Al-Qaeda affiliates and all of that, those are Muslims that are also targeted. But the concern is about, okay, Southern Kaduna, you have Southern Kaduna issue, you have Leah Sharibu issue, you have the abduction of the Chibok girls, you have the attack on a church in Owo, you have attacks on churches in Plateau. So that was what was played up to make it look like it's only, Christians that are being targeted. But the minister is right to say that, look, there's problem of insecurity, violent extremism, insurgency, terrorism, which is also of international concern. So when the Commission on International Religious Freedom said Nigeria was a country of particular concern, they later removed Nigeria from that list. But there were articles written by Femi Fani-Kayode who was saying Nigeria was a hellhole. I think that was the expression he used for Christians. But the received wisdom now, the pervasive wisdom now, is that, look, all of us are in this together. And to return to your point, which is why the main submission is that Nigerian government has the responsibility to make sure that everyone is safe in this environment. After all, Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution says the primary responsibility of government is to ensure the security and welfare of the people. And that is why when the government does well, as in the arrest of one Malam Ansaru and his chief of staff, Mahmuda, we praised the Nigerian government. Yes. But shortly after, we saw the story of Katsina bandits, being mollified by some communities. We have seen situations here where bandits are given citizen titles. I think the residual point that we can say is that the Nigerian government has a responsibility to make this environment safe. It's not about religion. It's about the right of the average Nigerian to the dignity of the human person and also the right to life of every Nigerian, whether they be shamanists or Christians or Muslims, whoever they may be. So to now say it's only Christians that are being targeted, no, we are all living in this pressure cooker environment called Nigeria. Yes, and government has a responsibility to protect us to the best of its ability and to continue to do so without fail. Well
said, Dr. Abate. Last week I was mortified when I saw those images that you just referenced, the images of these bandits coming out in broad daylight, negotiating with local government chairmen and security forces. But I want to take this, Rufai, because I know you want to talk on the Bill Maher story as well. More on security now. A video showing Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi, a well-known cleric and bandit advocate, proudly decorating his son, Abdurrahman Ahmad, as second lieutenant from the Nigerian Defense Academy, has made the rounds on social media. The event took place on Saturday at the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna, where they marked their 35th convocation ceremony on Saturday. Sheikh Gumi's son is following in his father's footsteps, as the Sheikh is also a former military captain in the Nigerian Army who also attended the Nigerian Defense Academy. The graduation was a grand event celebrating the discipline and academic achievements of the graduating cadets of all 72 regular course and postgraduate students. We did see this video trending, Rufai, and a lot of people were in awe that Sheikh Ahmad Gumi had a son this age and is following in his father's footsteps. But we know about Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, and he's been one of those clerics that have been negotiating with the bandits. These are the sort of conversations that we want to have and put on the table here. Should we continue to negotiate with bandits? Should these bandits be out there flaunting AK-47s and all of that, Rufai?
I don't know if you remember, a couple of years ago, we had Sheikh Gumi here on this table, and these were the things we confronted him with. I remember we told him then that you are a captain in the Nigerian army, and you are taking sides with these bandits. And he defended himself. He said, no, that's not the case and everything, but we put the facts to him here. So when he makes the case and says, because the people have been marginalized, Potable water not provided, hospitals not provided, that's the reason they do this. There is no justification for banditry. All of us have been hurt by this country. If I ask you, Oji, today, tell me what Nigeria has given to you, you will scratch your head to think of anything. So we are all in this together. And that's why the ignorance of Bill Maher. Anyway, I didn't take him seriously. The ignorance of Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
You know, I didn't take him seriously because, see, in the end, Bill Maher is a comedian. He's a comedian that dabbles into a political sketch. I don't see him as an authority. And he's a comedian in the past that we have seen that he has that historical antecedent of smoking poli. So, I don't know, maybe the poli, he was said that he had smoked at some point. Maybe it's affecting Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
That's why I don't take him seriously. Everybody's facing the scourge of insecurity. But I think the further thing we should now ask is it not an indictment on the Nigerian states?
Right.
That for over 10, going to 15 to 20 years that we've started having these insurgencies, it has continued, we've not been able to nip it in the bud. It's not the same in this country that we have former military top brass saying that it's going to last for another 20 years. Is it not in this country that we've seen people reporting to have a level of complicity in all of these security problems happening and they've not been brought to book? Is it not in this country that it's so easy for us to keep Nnamdi Kanu in incarceration? But bandits are having meetings and are becoming stakeholders in society. Is it not in this country that we, Dr. Wadzi, we do Ashwebi and all of that to rehabilitate bandits? And that's why a lot of people say the injustice is writ large. So we can say, yes, the government has made some strides against fighting insecurity, but it has also heightened. The other day, it was Kwara. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he said, really, it has started happening in Kwara. It's coming close home. That's what they are saying. So the government should not just put out messages to say, oh, let's stop this. We shouldn't just call out Bimaya and, you know, a lot of this propaganda are spread by right-wing people and Christian nationalism in America. And that's why when I berate Christian nationalism, people say, what are you saying, Rufai? That's where this propaganda sip off from.
All right. I want to
we should also ensure that we do something to fight the insecurity. All
right, so I just want to highlight that on October 3rd, 2025, Nigeria's former Chief of Defense Staff and retired Army General Lucky Irabo will release a book titled Scars, Nigeria's Journey and the Boko Haram Conundrum, a book destined to change the Boko Haram narrative. I implore our viewers to grab a copy of that book. I'm just receiving that information now.